So as you can imagine, there were 1,000,001 ends to weave in. There were so many ends. So many ends. Hello, welcome back to the Knit With Anxiety podcast. My name is Marissa. I'm your not so anxious, but definitely overwhelmed little host. You've seen this day of the world. It's pretty easy to be overwhelmed. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about knitting and fun things, fun yarny things. That's what this whole podcast is about. It's like my little knitting life, weight loss, anxiety journal thing. I am a little bit tight on time today, so things might be a little bit on the faster side. Date of recording is Saturday, May 9th, and it's about 9:15 in the morning. And I've got a plethora of things for you today. I've got FOs, I've got all brand new whips, I've got way too many acquisitions. Once again, I said last episode we were going to have a lot of acquisitions this episode. There are a lot of them. And then a little weight loss anxiety life update at the end like usual. And before we get into that, please like and subscribe, comment, leave me a comment. I freaking love to know where you guys are from, what projects are your favorite, what yarns you're interested in, anything like techniques I mentioned, please leave them in the comments. As usual, everything that I'm working on and where like all the yarns and everything, if there's a link, it's down in the description box. If I don't leak something, please let me know and I'll add the link to the description box. But without further ado, let's get going, y'all. Alright. So we got the box. All the acquisitions do not fit in the box. To start with FOs, I finished a total of 4 things since last episode. 2 of them were in the last episode, 2 of them were not. The really big finish is my Daft days. I'll have to put in pictures of me actually wearing it over here, like pictures and video and whatnot, so you can actually see it like in motion. But it's done. My Daft days is done. I finished the sleeve and I have not put buttons on it. I'm not good at picking buttons. I've been wearing it though without buttons and I quite like it. It fits really well. The sleeves are a little bit short even after blocking, so I think I may have to pick out my sleeves. Like I may have to pick out the cuff and continue the sleeve for maybe another 2 or 3 inches. Currently, if I put it on and I don't like move around a whole bunch, it sits about here, like it's a little shy of bracelet length. But like if I'm extending my arm or anything like that, it gets even shorter, like more like 3/4 realm, which is not quite what I want. I enjoy wearing it like that, but it's not. I find myself continuously pulling the sleeve down because I want it to be like around the base of my hand. But it's so freaking, it's not obscenely warm because it's a DK weight. I love the stitch pattern and the striping. This whole pattern was so much freaking fun. Like I haven't knit. I'll just put it on because it's getting cold in my office now. Of course. I haven't. Oops. I think the only other thing that I have an issue with is the neckline is really, really wide for the size I made. If you guys recall, like, see, like, the sleeves is really big gap in the shirt, which is bothersome to me, when I have it on. So I think I do plan on making another one of these in different colors. And when I do, I will likely do a different, size for the decreases for the shaping, for the neckline shaping. But see, this is where it hits currently, so it needs another like 2 or 3 inches. But like as it is, it's very comfortable. It fits really well. You'll see from the video, it like kind of just flows along my body. It's not obscenely boxy or anything like that. Although I definitely attribute it not being super boxy. Like if you look at the pattern page, there's the back of it's kind of supposed to just kind of hang straight down. I didn't do that. I did, I cast on size 6 because it's bottom up. So I cast on size 6 and actually did decreasing, like A-line decreasing kind of thing to get it down to the stitch count for size 5. Once I like so that it would fit around my bust better. I did intentionally make mine a bit on the small side, because with hopefully more weight loss and whatnot, it'll, I will get smaller, so it'll fit with the intended ease better. I also lengthened it. I added, I think, 3 to 4 inches to the body. I added in, I think, 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches in the armhole depth to get it to be the circumference that I would need around my, meatier bicep, weight loss journey. Arms are a bit flabby, which that's fine. This is why we make our clothing, so that we can customize it and make it fit us how we want it to. But I think of all the sweaters that I've made in the last like decade, this is quite possibly the one that fits me the best. It is like, it fits every way I possibly want it to, and you'll see that from the video and the photos. It fits really well, and it hits in a really good spot. Like, it hits like right at my hip, and I love how it looks. I love the color that I did. My god, I haven't given you any yarn information, and I am all over the place. I'm so sorry. So I ended up using, so the main color is Baby Cat Yarns Merino DK in the color Breakwater. I don't know if Breakwater is still a color that she dyes. I think, I cannot remember. Britta is so creative with her color palettes that she cycles through them so fast sometimes. But I think Breakwater is one that she still has. I think. I would have to check that. So I used Breakwater, and I've had this DK a whole like shawls quantity worth of this color for years, a good 3 to 5 years now, and it's just been sitting waiting for me to make it into like one of my own designs, and I got sick of waiting, because I just never was going to go back to that design. It just wasn't. Not in a semi-solid color like this. So I decided to pair it with a sadly now discontinued yarn called Loops and Threads Cozy Wool in the color Grayscale Multi. So all of these little stripes that you see, I actually deconstructed a multi-color yarn. I took the ball, and I literally cut it at every single color change, and experimented with how the lines, how they were gonna hit with the striping. So as you can imagine, there were 1,000,001 ends to weave in. There were so many ends. But in the end, for what I got, it was so worth it. It was 1,000,000% worth all of the ends, all of the weaving, all of it. It was 100% worth it. And you will see that from the video and the picture. Like, it was definitely worth all of that work, and I would probably 1,000% do it again. But yeah, so that is the Daft Days cardigan. I'm calling it number 1 because I definitely have plans to make more of them. I've got a few, like, I have an entire DK weight advent, my first ever advent that I got. I have an entire, like, advent that is in beautiful, bright purples, blues, and greens. Then I'm gonna pair with this beautiful dark charcoal. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. I want to do a Daft Days in that, and then like I've got like a whole bunch of fingering weights I know I can hold together to make it into DKs. So I 100% plan on doing this pattern more times in the future. And I really enjoy Rebecca Clow's like writing style. I didn't really have many moments where I was like, what the hell does that mean? Like, her writing style was very clear, even to my very, very neurospicy brain. So highly recommend Daft Days by Rebecca Clow if you were looking for a stripy but textured cardigan to wear, that you like are looking for that. So with my gauge, I ended up using a US 7 or 4.5 millimeter and a US 8 or 5 millimeter needle. And I think I used almost 600 grams of yarn for this. And this is the size 6/5. So, it didn't take a whole lot. I don't know how many yards that is. I just went by grams. My brain is, with the stash down, my brain is just in grams automatically. But But I really love it, and I'm 100% keeping it on for the rest of the video because it's so freaking cozy. I'm actually getting cold in my office, and it's so lovely. I do definitely need buttons for it if I have moments where I want to wear it closed. Like, there's already buttonholes in it. I put the buttonholes in, so it's just a matter of finding buttons that I think work to go with it. But for now, I'm 100% okay with wearing it open without buttons. It's still very comfortable. Okay. Now we're gonna get into a remainder of my whips are all socks. So here's my little sock pile. I have a sock pile, guys. A sock pile. It's so fun. I love it. So as previous watchers know, I am participating in the Exterminate 26 Pairs in 26 challenge. So it's a challenge where essentially every 2 weeks you make a pair of socks, or every week you make a sock. There's enough, the way the weeks lined up in 2026, you can make 26 pairs of socks. So I'm participating in that. So this is pairs 7, 8, and 9 for the year. They're all my own, like, personal kind of recipe that I've put together. They're all just a basic vanilla sock with an anatomical toe. I don't like a standard wedge toe. It doesn't fit mine or my husband's foot very well. I really like an anatomical toe, so, you know, the kind where you do a lot, like, only decreasing on one side and then a lot of rapid decreasing at the very top, then graft it. But that's just kind of the methodology that I use when I make my socks, and that seems to work really well with fitting my husband's foot and my foot, my mom's, my dad's, anyone I make socks for. It just adds to everything fitting really well. It's also, my husband and I are both very, like, sensory, like, we get easily sensory overstimulation. So having things properly fit and removing excess fabric that could bother us and set us off really helps. So pair number 7 for the entire year. These ones were for my husband, and this is in the colors Patons, and it's Patons Kroy in Adrift, and the heel flap is done in Flax. So these are man socks, really big man socks. And they're lovely little Patons Kroy stripies. These were super fun. I really like this color. I might have to buy more of it because I like the color, and I like to have matching socks with my husband because I'm a weirdo. And then pair number 8. This color was a deep stash. I have had a gradient sock twin set from, I don't even know if most people know who this yarn dyer is. The Blue Brick. There was some big thing with them a few years ago about they're known for doing really big gradient yarns. So these were their Denim sock twin set, so gradients from dark blue to light blue, almost tan. And then I did the heel. I utilized one of the minis from my Ruby and Roses I Want to Go to Maine mini bundle. I don't know the name of this color though. I'd have to see if I could find it on maybe her Instagram. I'm not quite sure because obviously the collection isn't up on her site anymore. There also is like her wool wash, like there's just the faintest bit of it, which is so weird because these have gone through the washer and the dryer. Or no, just the washer. So they've gone through like my wash cycle, but there's still like the tiniest bit of the smell, which is okay. Like it's way more manageable now. But yeah, these are just a gradient. I think these are my second pair of gradient socks I own now. And they were really fun. They fit really good, and I'm very excited to have those. And that's also more an Elder Stash out, which is like the whole point of this. And then pair number 9 for the year. This is Bowling Alley is the color, and it's actually Knit Picks Felicini. And Felicini, if you don't know knit picks or anything like that, in the last few years, during the COVID time, during the bad times, during COVID, knit picks kind of suspended their Felici line and did a thing where they had micro striping yarns, was Felicini, which make Felicini, smaller version of Felici. So they came out with these really tiny micro striping. I did not do a contrast heel on these. I typically don't with the Felicini. I think I've got 2 or 3 other pairs of Felicini. But this is the color Bowling Alley, and I really like how these ones fit so good. They're so damn comfortable. Whoever Knitpick sources their Felici yarn from over in Italy is wonderful. Italian merino wool and nylon is just a lovely combo to me. It makes my feet really happy, makes my husband's feet really happy. But yeah, so that's the Bowling Alley Felicini. And that is the Stack O socks. So Daft Days, Stack O socks, there's all the FOs. Hopefully next episode there will be 3 to 5 FOs, maybe, I don't know. So that's all the FOs. We're not going to get into whips. I have 3 active whips. 2 past whips are in hibernation. So currently the Homeowner Jelly Roll temperature blanket is in hibernation, obviously. And then my Musselburgh, my DQ8 Musselburgh is also in hibernation. I'm strongly considering ripping that one out and redoing it held double with something other than itself. It's doing the striping thing and it's really, really irking me. Even though I know it's meant to be a charity hat, it's irking me and making me not want to work on it. So I will likely futz with and hold that with something else to get some kind of other color pattern out of it. Yeah, and then the Homeowner blanket is on hold just because I've got other blankets to work on right now. So start with the one I mentioned last time. So I think I mentioned last time I've got many babies coming into my life. I've got 2 co-workers who are having kids. One's having their second kid, one's having their first, and then my younger stepsister is having her first baby. So I have 2 of 3 baby blankets on the needles right now. This is baby blanket number 1 for my stepsister, and it's just a basic corner to corner garter stitch. I did get some AI help with the thickness of the stripes to utilize the yarns I picked out, which I showed you guys last time. And I'm at about 20 inches across of the 30 that I want to get it to. And the pattern I use when I do a corner to corner baby blanket is the Waterloo by Galt House of Yarn, which is linked below. And I guess I should tell you guys what yarns I used. My goodness. So I'm using 3 colors of Paintbox Simply Aran. And those would be Blush, Slate Green, and Candy Floss Pink. And then I'm also using Loops and Threads Impeccable in the color Aran. And I don't have it at the moment, maybe. Where is it? There it is. And I'm going to actually do an applied I-cord border in Loops and Threads Impeccable Fern to set off the kind of pinks and the flower garden. The flower garden is basically kind of what I'm going for, because that's the whole theme of their nursery is flowers and gardens. And I ended up having all these yarns ended up being the perfect color from the inspiration photo my sister sent me. So yeah, so that one's coming along. I've actually restarted that 3 times now. This is restart number 3. I originally was going to do some, I think the Brava stripe blanket, I think is what I had said last time. I started to do that, but I did not like how it was working, how that slip stitch pattern was working with the yarns, it definitely, that pattern lends itself much better to a self-striping yarn. So I'm glad I changed it. I am preferring just the way that it's coming out now, with it just being stripy diagonal blocks. And I know that one will be a hit no matter what. Okay. And then the second one that I'm currently working on has many yarns attached to it because it's modular. It's modular and also much bigger just because of its being modular. So this is the the Meadowland Baby Afghan by Irina Polodinenko. Yeah, Polodinenko is made for Lion brand. So it's how do I explain this? Cast on your stitches, decrease on one side, makes it a triangle, pick up one side, make another triangle, pick up one side, make another triangle, pick up the other side, make the fourth triangle, and then do whatever you want on the edges. That's how it's constructed. There's a picture over here. So I have completed triangle 1, and I'm working on triangle number 2 right now. So hopefully when you guys see this next, it will be done. It needs to be done because I need to give it to the parents in early June, because they are due essentially end of June now. So it's I'm really enjoying the pattern. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to run 2 yarns up the side and switch every 4 rows, but it's working out really good. So the yarns, let me grab the rest of this. So I'm doing this out of this is Lion brand A Star Is Born Baby Soft in the color Dusty Green, and then I'm doing it also holding that with Lion brand Mandala bonus bundle in the color Golem. So I'm maybe halfway done with the ball, almost, something like that, close to half done. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use the whole thing. I really don't. Even what's really funny is I even scaled up the pattern. Like, it was originally supposed to be like a 30 by 30 square. I'm making it a 40 by 40 square. So, like, I'm using more yarn, but I don't think I'm going to go through this whole thing, which is fine. Then I have 3 balls of this. I think I'll probably only end up going through maybe 1.5, which is, again, fine. I need more DKs anyway. So yeah, that is the Meadowland. And I'm really enjoying working with that yarn pairing just in general. Baby Soft is extremely soft. I've not really worked with it before, and I love the Mandala yarns. They're a really nice DK. Not so great that it's acrylic, but in terms of like what it is, it's really nice. And then last but not least is sock pair number 10 for the year. These ones are really new. I only started them barely a week ago. So they're mostly just a cuff and a couple of rows right now. It's very difficult to see. They're a teal gray mix because I'm using the Patons Kroy FX sock in the color Cascade Colors. So it's a very, like, I don't know how to even, it's like barber poled kind of, but it's really subtle barber poling. So these ones are not going to have a whole lot of contrast. I probably will not do a contrast heel on them either, just because they're so low contrast and there's really not any point. And I'm doing those 2 at a time on 2 circulars on a US 1. That's how I knit all my socks. They're always a 2 at a time on 2 circulars on a US 1 or 2.25 millimeter. That's how I handle my socks. That's what works for me. So I don't anticipate starting the 3rd baby blanket in the next 2 months unless I get those 2 baby blankets done in like 2 weeks, which is not gonna happen. Like, no freaking way is that gonna happen. So my plan is to do 2 more pairs of socks, obviously. So really quick, I went through my Ravelry stash, and I went through and made a kind of sequence, or I made a list. I went through and numbered 1 to 26 and obviously put in the colors I'd already used for the 26 to 26 pairs thing. And then I went through my Ravelry and actually went from the oldest sock yarns to the newest and plugged in the older yarns so I can use up my older sock yarn stash. And get some, get those out of my stash, so I'm using the newer stuff when I'm making socks going forward. So that being said, once I'm done with the Cascade Colors one, I will be doing a pair of socks for my husband in the Patons Kroy colors turquoise stripes. And I will likely be holding this with a black or their gentry gray, depending on what my husband wants for the heel flap. Because one ball is not enough to make a pair of socks for him. Or it's close. It's really close. It's too close for comfort. It's too much. It's way too much for Yarn Chicken for me to do that. So typically with his socks, he gets a contrast heel, which is fine. And the other one after that, and this one's a little out of order. There's a new Star Wars movie coming out at the end of May, so I have plans to go see it with my dad, my brother, with our partner and our spouses. So it's a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So I have a mustache yarn Mando and Little G sock set. Right before we go see it, I'm going to make myself a pair of socks in these and wear them to the movie because I'm a nerd. And I haven't used any of my Star Wars mustache yarn yet, so I'm really excited about that. If my plan for the 26 pairs and 26 goes well, the end of the year will be like the rest of the ones of these that I have, which will be awesome because it means that next year I can buy the rest and make more socks, which is totally awesome. Yeah, and then maybe make the third baby blanket if time allows. Okay. Yarn, getting into acquisitions and stash changes now, guys. So since last episode, we have the mandala yarn and the baby soft. Mandala yarn was 420 grams, baby soft was 300 grams. My Yarnaceous yarn of the month for April came in, so this one was Zion National Park and Crater Hill. That's 120 grams. Very nice, like pinky purples and a kind of mauve mini. Very fun. Looking forward to working with that one. And then I got a gift card from my sister-in-law for my birthday, because my birthday was in April. And she got me a gift card for Ruby and Roses, and so I purchased one of the past Color Wheel Club 10-gram bundles. And I'm sorry for the crinkles. I will take it out of the package. I got my hands on the Golden Hour 10-gram set. Whew, that smell just smacking in the face. It's like, it's pleasant, but it's overwhelming, if that makes sense. Like, if you don't know it's there, it's like, whoa. But otherwise, it's pretty pleasant. So the reason I got the Golden Hour was because I have, I think it was last year. Yeah, last year when I purchased a whole bunch of those D-Stash, the Felici D-Stashes, a lot of them have yellow in them, and I don't have any yellow, like, at all. Yellow and red are two colors I just don't work with at all. I'm a cool tone girly. I don't really work in red, yellow, pink. I don't work in those colors generally. So I really needed to get my hands on some yellow minis to do as heel contrasts for when I get to those yarns. And in the event I'm working on like a darker yarn, like a blue or something, yellow just sets off blue. So I wanted to get the Golden Hour because it gives me some good yellows to work with. And I'm excited to use them. Using the one from the I Want to Go to Maine kit. I really like her soft rose base. It's an 85-15 superwash merino nylon 4-ply. And it's nice. It's very nice. It's very plump. It's really springy. So I enjoy working with her yarn, with the bases that she uses. So got that for heels. And that was 150 grams into the stash. Okay, now we're gonna get into the really big acquisition, the 2,400 gram acquisition. Hold on. It's all in bags, so there are gonna be crinkles. I'm sorry. Hey, I may or may not have bought like half of someone's Felicini stash. Oops. In my defense, it was for my birthday. Okay, so I'm really sorry about the crinkles, guys. I'm going to be removing these from the bags. They've been in the bag solely for like quarantining purposes since I got them 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I have not seen any issue, like anything, so like I knew they said they were coming from a clean home, like a moth-free home, but I really wanted to be safe. Because you never freaking know. Like, I have a lot more wool in my stash now, and I don't want it to get ruined. But for my birthday, I went and got a new tattoo, as you guys know. But my dad went with me, and he actually paid for half of it. But because he paid me via Venmo, I had to pay for the tattoo up front myself, which was no big deal. So he told me to spend the $200 that he gave me on whatever I wanted. So I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to spend it on. Because I had been having a conversation with this really nice woman on Ravelry who is selling a whole bunch of her Felicini stash and trying to get her stash down in Texas. And I went and she cut me a really good deal because I was buying in bulk. Like, I think every one of these skeins was like less than $4 because I got 48 of them. I bought 48 skeins. I bought literally, I think 23 pairs for socks, and then there's 2 that are singles because she didn't have doubles. They were only singles of those colors. So I'm going to try and go through all of these really fast because I'm really hitting my time limit here. But let's get going. Okay, so I got 2 of the color Slumber Party, 2 in High Tide, 2 in Blue Lagoon, which my husband will likely steal, knowing him, 2 in Countess, which is 100% mine, or I might make... Since I know I can get 2 pairs of socks, one for me and one for someone whose foot is smaller, out of 2 things of Felicini, I might do these for me and my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law fucking loves purple. Like, a lot. She loves purple as much as I do. I got 2 in Acrobat. And then I got 4 in the color Dark Side. And the reason I did this is because this is in reference to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album. My husband is a massive Pink Floyd fan. Massive. I think my husband owns every Pink Floyd album there is on vinyl because he's a fucking nerd. And I want to make us matching socks. And then I got 2 in the color Fanciful, which is purples, pinks, and blues. 2 in Mint Chip. This is very me or very my grandmother palette. Those blues with the browns. Absolutely. Very grandma. 2 in, what's this one? Tyrian Purple. So again, this is one that I could do for me and my mother-in-law, or just my mother-in-law. Got 2 in Mixed Berries. So again, this is one for myself and my mother-in-law. There's a lot of blue and purple in here, guys. Can you blame me? My color. And then 2 in Goth Kitty. Okay, that's bag 1. This is Saltwater Taffy. It's way more pastel than the color than it's looking like on the camera. But it almost looks more like Rainbow Sherbet to me. This is Blackberry Jam. 100% for me, because I fucking love blackberries. It's purples and reds and a little bit of pink. very me. I got Stone Harbor. Oh my god, now that I've opened these, I'm gonna have to put them all away. Oh no. I don't know if I have the space for all these guys. Oh no. This is Drama Club. That's just black and gray stripes with light pink. This is Minty. So it's kind of similar to Drama Club, but it's instead of pinks and light grays, it's dark gray and shades of blue. This one is Teacup. This one's definitely for me as a tea drinker in the house. And 2 of Rose Garden, but it's like different shades of pink and red. This is for my grandmother because my grandmother is a rose person. This is Nasu. Shades of blue, very me. And then I got 2 of Ice Cream Truck, 2 of Foxglove. So this is shades of purple, very me. I think I will probably keep this one myself. And the last partial bag got 2 of Hamburger. If you don't have Hamburger, like this is like a novelty. Like the idea of having socks that look like hamburgers just makes me so happy. And then I got 1 of Building Blocks, which is very reminiscent of Bob the Builder, which is fun. As a child of the 90s, Bob the Builder was the shit. And then I got 1 Ever After, which is, again, it's like purpley pinks and shades of blue, very me. But that was all 24 colors. Yep. That's all of them. That's all 48. Like, that's a lot of yarn, guys. That's a lot of yarn. So, in total, that was 3,390 grams into my stash. With the 3 pairs of socks and the current yardage of the Daft days, this might change if I do extended sleeves. I had a total of 763.8 grams out for a total net positive of 2,626.2 grams in, which sucks. Really sucks. But this is how it goes. My birthday month is always a freaking buy. It really like kind of slapped me in the face when I was looking over my cost spreadsheet and everything that like I'm getting really close to that number I don't want to be at. I don't want to be spending over $1,000 for the year. I really don't. I want to keep it close to that, and I really want more out than in. So my plan for the rest of the year is I'm, with the exemption of Oregon Flock and Fiber in October, I'm not buying any more yarn aside from my Yarnaceous Yarn of the Months. And those are an automatic every first of the month. So I have more than satisfied my need for new yarns, which is pretty normal. Like typically in March and April is when I buy a lot, and then festival season or like festivals and all that happen in the fall, and that's when I buy again. And my plan for that is to not just buy whatever's pretty. It's very much to walk all the stalls, get an idea of what I like, and then go back if something is like haunting me. That's my plan for next OFFF. I'm also planning next episode we will have completed, maybe not next episode, maybe the episode after. One of the next 2 episodes will include the halfway through the year totals for in and out, just so you guys can see like what I'm working with number wise. I think that's all the yarny stuff. Really quick, let's get into life and weight loss anxiety and life stuff, because I'm definitely over my time right now. Content warning for if you don't want to listen to weight loss anxiety and all that stuff. In general, weight loss is kind of on a pseudo pause. I'm not actively forcing myself to work out. I'm really trying to refocus and re-hone in on my nutrition and focus on fueling myself properly. So I'm cooking a hell of a lot more at home. I started up my phentermine again, and I'm adjusting how I do that so that I'm kind of combating the insomnia in some ways. Obviously it's fruit season, so I'm getting a lot more fruit into my diet, which is really nice. I live literally a block from a fucking working to become organic farm, so I have access to fresh fruit and vegetables, and I'm very lucky to have that. I bought literally a whole flat of strawberries and processed all of them, and now have a fuck ton of strawberries to consume in the next few weeks. Um, so got leeks. I tried leeks for the first time, which I really enjoyed. So I know like I have access. I am very lucky to have access to that, and I want to support this local farmer and, you know, try and eat better and put better food in my body. Still continuing on the sourdough journey. The sourdough is really, really good. I've really honed in on how I do things, and just the benefits of sourdough. So I'm experiencing the gut microbiome benefits of all that, despite like I've stopped taking my iron because my doctor and I are testing if I actually am iron deficient or not, or if it was just a prior medication that was causing problems. So we're kind of on the process of evaluating that too. Anxiety, I'm not anxious about the world. I'm like overwhelmed by the world and worried for the world, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't consume me with anxious dread. A lot of my anxiety I'm feeling is just stuff within my home, with my own relationship and my own partnership. And we're very willingly, actively working on addressing that and fixing it. Because marriage is hard. Marriage is a work in progress. Like, I'm married to my best friend, and I wouldn't change that for the world. But there are aspects of every relationship that need work, and ours definitely is not without those. But what matters is that we're willing to work on them, and we are very willing to work on them. So it is an ever evolving, growing. We are an ever evolving, growing couple, and I'm very lucky to have a partner who's more than willing to grow with me. And that's kind of it. Like, I'm doing okay. Like, I'm not where I was last year by any means, guys. I'm not where I was by any means, which is really good. In my book, if I'm not there, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just kind of puttering along. I think the job change really helped the mental health side of things. For the most part, there are definitely still parts of my mental health that are like like, there are parts of my mental health my therapist was like, you're not allowed to think about that until next session. I'm taking it from you, putting it in my cabinet, and locking it away. You are not allowed to touch this until then. And I'm like, but I need to process. Nope. She's like, nope, you don't get to touch this until next session. I'm like, okay, I'll just not think about it for 6 weeks. Okay, that's fine. And actually, it's kind of helping, not like telling myself I can't think about that or like try and figure out how to deal with that until I'm with my professional, with my care team. Makes sense, and is kind of helping and making sure that I'm not ruminating on it, because being an anxious person, I ruminate a lot, and ruminating is really not good. Ruminating is really not good when you're anxious, so it's helping me not to ruminate on things, which is good. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. I need to wrap this the hell up because I got a lunch date to get to. So please like it, subscribe, comment, let me know what your favorite thing is. If you have questions, if you want to know anything, if you want to know like what the whole Ravelry destash purchasing process is like, because I never see anyone talk about that, let me know. I will totally go into that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if not, then well, I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're, happy, healthy, and finding joy in all the little things there are in life, because there are many things that are joyful. It's just really hard to find them sometimes. But we can do that. We can do it together. That's all I've got. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.